Hey, this is Matt. Once again, what about 10 videos? Another paid request. This time for Sylvia. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. And for those interested in requesting any type of topics like this, or reviews or reactions, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is for an alternate Friday the 13th Part 5 with Corey Feldman. How would that work? Now, of course, you folks know, but in case people don't, Corey Feldman was in Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. He was the young Tommy who dressed up as a younger looking Jason to confuse Jason, kills him, machete to the head, chops him up, end of movie. But of course, there's never a final chapter. If a movie makes money, there's going to be more. Then Part 5, Corey Feldman was doing The Goonies at that time. Because, yeah, that was about 85. And The Goonies is going to be much more of a bigger prospect than Friday the 13th Part 5, so he did The Goonies as Mouth. But he did do a bit role in Friday the 13th Part 5, standing in the rain, looking at Jason coming back, and then wakes up and is a much older Tommy. Time jump. And I don't mind Friday the 13th Part 5. It's not a favorite of mine. I would say I like 6, 7, 9, 2, 3, 4. I like a lot of the ones more. I like Jason X more. But I don't mind Friday the 13th Part 5. It's fun for what it is. I just don't love it, but it's fun. So I'm thinking, well, what would you do if you actually could have Corey Feldman for the... Let's say The Goonies wasn't made. Well, let's say The Goonies would be made a year or two later. So Corey Feldman needs a job. Hey, do Part 5 of this. What could the story be? Well, number one, I think you would have to bring Jason back because, lo and behold, when it wasn't Jason, people got pissed. I know people are okay with it now, but back then people were fucking pissed. So I think somehow you have to bring back Jason, and you probably have to bring back become the zombie Jason in this one. Maybe incorporate some kind of... I remember, was it Tom McLaughlin? Had the idea of Jason's dad. We've never known who Jason's dad was. I know there was an idea again, Tom McLaughlin, who did Friday the 13th Part 6, was thinking of something having that in there. But then I think Paramount or someone else said no. But again, we've never known who Jason's dad was. Jason's father. Maybe put that into place and he's the one who resurrects Jason. It's my son. They kill my wife or whoever the hell. My poontang pie, whatever the fuck. Now they kill my son. Fuck this. I'm gonna bring him back. You get revenge, Jason. And then Jason wants revenge on the guy who killed him, and that's Tommy Jarvis. And I would say have the movie take place in a mental asylum. A mental asylum where Tommy Jarvis is there. Because that explains the ending of Part 4, why he has this look on his face. And after chopping up Jason, maybe have a cameo with Kimberly Beck if she doesn't want to come back. Say she comes in to visit Tommy, then she leaves. And I would do this. The person who works there, Amy Steele, who became a therapist. Amy Steele works at the hospital with Tommy Jarvis as a patient. And Amy Steele, who one, has dealt with Jason, number two, has studied in the field to be a therapist, which again, Amy Steele, I think, actually became a therapist in real life. Amy Steele from Friday the 13th Part 2, after Part 2, works at a hospital. Corey Feldman's character is her patient. So he goes, you don't know what I've been through. And she's like, yes, I do. And he finds out what she's been through. So none of the doctors he could deal along with, but because they both experienced Jason, they both know how to to deal with trauma, past experiences. She's the only one that Tommy can trust. And you could maybe throw a bit of like Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, as in there's maybe, like, it's a mental asylum, so maybe there's bad groups of people as well as good groups of people. I like Elm Street 3, like the doctors. It could be a take on like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, where there's some awful doctors that kind of just want to use them, drug them up, and not worry about them. Maybe some asshole orderlies that want to fuck with people. And to show how the administration don't really care about mental health. They just care about getting paid and having an easygoing job. If you want to go in that route. And so Jason is on the journey, and as he's on the journey, he kills some people along the way in between. And then when he gets there, have a bit of Halloween 2. You know, with the hospital. Only this is Jason in a mental hospital, and he's... I would say have the mental hospital and Jason breaking in, and now it's up to Amy Steele and Tommy to survive this hospital that's been put on shutdown. Somehow there's a shutdown, so none of the more dangerous convicts can escape. Convicts, not pretty. Within the mental hospital, there's the ward for the cool, reasonable people, and then there's a place for the more dangerous psychotic people. And maybe you have these psychotic people, they want to worship Jason, and you think Jason will go along with it, and then he just starts killing them one by one. And then you have these people try to be so big, Billy Badass, evil, oh, do this, and then Jason shows you who true evil is, and it's knocking people's heads off, and getting some very intense, visceral, great kills in it. And the whole place is locked down because they don't want the dangerous criminals to escape. But sadly, Amy Steele and Tommy Jarvis are trapped in there, and sadly some innocent people, which they get killed by Jason. And throughout the film, Tommy and Corey Feldman and Amy Steele having these close calls where they keep doing this to Jason, but he won't die. So you get Amy Steele finally facing against hockey mask Voorhees. She only faced Jason with the sheet, the pillow case, how you want to call it, on his face. And then Tommy this is a way of him dealing with the trauma, is confronting headlong. Amy Steele from time to time is saving Tommy. So you get to the point where she's in trouble, and then Tommy finally is not afraid anymore and starts fighting Jason as well, in whatever way, shape, or form. And ultimately, one thing leads to another. Maybe cops come in, and then you have a little bit of Terminator vibe, where Jason takes care of the cops like the Terminator did in The Terminator. Since that had come in, 84? So maybe, hey, the Terminator's successful, let's rip off the Terminator. I'd be like, that's fine. Have Jason, steal the shotgun death you would see in Halloween 4, a couple years later, and have Jason impale someone with a shotgun and whatever. Until ultimately, Corey Feldman and Amy Steele confront Jason and, I don't know, find some way to stop him. Maybe blow him up. Let the next guy who makes the next Friday to figure out how the fuck to fix it. Or I don't know, yeah. Find some other way. I would want carte blanche on it, so blow Jason the fuck up. Or some other way. I don't know how to kill Jason. Because more than likely, Perrin would be like, oh, don't blow him up, because in case we want to do another one. Well, I was like, okay, well, he got a machete in there in the shoulder in part 2. He was hung and got axed to the head in part 3. He had machete to the face in part 4. So what the hell's... What do you want? A machete to the groin? A machete up the ass? Like, what more could you do? Electrocutum seemed kind of blasé and not great enough. Maybe somehow, maybe incorporate the ending to part 6 into it, where somehow the Corey Feldman looks into it, and he likes monster movies, or he likes the occult because he likes makeup effects, but he also listens to occult, and kind of like Tommy in part 6, he finds the what to do with curses, and then maybe be Amy Steele, bring Jason out into the lake, and then she's hurt, and then Corey Feldman saves her, and maybe she got him out to the lake and got the rope around Jason, but then Corey Feldman gets the propeller to fuck up Jason, have him stuck there, trapped in the lake forever. In the midst of that, deal with Jason's dad. Like, Jason's dad gets in there and says you don't have Corey Feldman fuck up Jason at the end, have Amy Steele fuck up Jason's dad in some way. I don't know. I don't know all the details. But I think that'd be cool. That'd be cool to have a mental asylum, Corey Feldman's characters in it, Amy Steele's a doctor, and they both team up to fight an undead Jason while Jason's dealing with some of the mental asylums, the safer patients who sadly are in the midst of the crossfire. The reason Jason's dad in there is to find some who else is going to bring Jason back? A fan? A fanboy? A bored teen? That would be something different, and again, we never seen Jason's dad, who he was, so that'd be interesting. Unless it'd be like some twist, like Jason's dad is Amy Steele's boss in the mental asylum. Like, we don't see who it is, and then later on we've that reveal that's Amy Steele's boss. And that's how he knows we're, more than he should. I'm just spitballing here. But yeah, I want to see that movie now. For me, that'd be a much better part 5 than what we got. Much better part 5. That's just me, though. But yeah, Amy Steele and Corey Feldman. Because Corey Feldman, I thought, was a better kid actor than he is as an adult actor. I do feel that way. Amy Steele I've always been a big fan of, so it would have been great to see her in another one. I know they approached her for part 3. Her agents told her no, but she said she regrets that. So I think after years have gone by to get to part 5, I think that could be much more manageable. Because the next year she was in Paramount's April Fool's Day '86, so could have been a good transition from Friday through, That would have been nice to see, but, it is what it is. I want to see that movie now. I really do. But thanks once again, Sylvia. Appreciate the request, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.